Hey, good morning. Happy Wednesday, the 29th. I'm again in a different location today. I don't know, I just didn't feel like sitting at my desk, so I'm here on the couch, and my friend's behind me. This is actually where Evie normally sits. Her normal place of habitat is here on the couch. Sometimes she looks out the window because there's a window right there. Today she's gonna be watching. Okay, so I'm just giving some quick instructions about today's activity. It's kind of like a part 2 of the inventory check that you started yesterday. So just as a reminder, it's this document, and this time you're going to be working on the third column that says pathways for removal. So you should have done already the first 2 columns that list your items and what materials they're made of, your best guess at it. And so this is kind of like, tying the picture all together, or however the phrase goes. The reason why I spent time, talking about different materials, and the reason I had you try to identify the kinds of materials in the items of your inventory is because knowing what things are made of is important when you're trying to figure out what are the ways that you can get rid of that item. Like when you don't want it anymore, or it's broken, or it's kind of fulfilled its use, or whatever. Because depending on the material that it's made of, there are different capabilities for recycling and stuff like that. So like I said, if it's metal, if it was like something aluminum, that's definitely recyclable and should be recycled. Like take it to a scrap metal yard or something like that. If it's wood-based, that of course can be, recycled or composted or whatever, assuming there wasn't any like glaze coating on it or something like that. So in that third column, for every item in your inventory, you're just going to list what are the ways, if you were going to get rid of that item today in whatever condition it is in. So it might still be in good condition. It's just, imagine you were getting rid of everything in that list today. What are the possible pathways? What are the possible ways to get rid of it? And of course, landfill is always an option for everything. The point of this activity is that you're trying to avoid sending things to landfill. You're trying to keep things out of the landfill as much as possible. So I'll just do an example. Like if I decided, I don't want Evie anymore, and I'm gonna get rid of Evie, which would never happen, because who gets rid of an Evie? I'm gonna have her forever. But if I decided, theoretically, I'll look at her, and she's made of a textile material. This is cloth, but it's probably like a synthetic cloth. There's stuffing inside of her and whatnot. So possibly textile recycling if I was going to recycle her, but also I'm looking at her, and what she is a toy. A stuffed animal, right? And she's in good condition because I take care of my belongings. And so probably what I would do if I was hypothetically going to get rid of her is I would donate her to like Goodwill or some other toy shop thingy, or maybe give her away as a gift, or something like that, a toy drive. So it doesn't just have to be like landfill or recycle. I want you to be creative and thinking about, where are the places that I can, pass my stuff onto so that maybe someone else can use it. Someone else using your item is a really good way to prevent waste, because then that person doesn't have to go buy a new version of whatever it is you're getting rid of, and then you don't have like double the waste accumulating. So really think about, like, what could I do with my item so that A, I'm not throwing it in the trash, but B, maybe someone else is going to use it, or maybe it can get kind of downcycled into some other use. Let's say one of my items was some sort of container or whatever, or a mug. Let's say I had a mug and I didn't want the mug anymore. Well, I have several mugs around my house that actually don't serve the purpose of a mug. One mug on my desk is my pencil and pen holder and other desk utensil holders. I have a mug in my bathroom that holds my toothbrush, stuff like that. So by removal, it doesn't necessarily have to be like it's actually leaving your house forever. It just means that it's not going to be, it's not staying in your house as like the same purpose that it had been serving for the last however long you've owned this item. So if one of your pathways for removal is I'm going to turn it into this or whatever, that's fine. That's a way that you are preventing that item from going into landfill, and you've made a new use for it, and now it's like a new item for you. So that's fine too. If you're creative enough to think of ways to repurpose that item in a different way. So I know this can be a little tricky just because it's a little, you have to think outside the box a little bit, possibly do a little bit of research to see what are the options for these kinds of materials, especially if they're still in good condition type materials. But if if you're struggling with any of it, or you have an item that's like, I don't really know what to do with it, or it's kind of tricky, bring it to tomorrow, Thursday, our live stream, and then we'll troubleshoot any remaining items, or we can talk about any tricky items. I might know, maybe I might know something that I've just researched before in the past. So definitely anything that's been a little tricky with this activity, either like you can't figure out what something is made of, or you don't know what you should do with it. If you were to hypothetically get rid of it today, we can talk about that tomorrow. Bring all your questions. And then the last announcement is, I sent an email yesterday, but today I want you to look at that instruction sheet about the trash audit, because I want you to start the trash audit, like set it up and start it today so that you can finish it next Wednesday, because it takes a week long. So if I want you to finish and do analysis next Wednesday, I need you to start today, or whenever you do start, just do it for a week, but ideally you should start today. Okay? All the instructions are on Canvas. I don't know, message me or talk to me tomorrow if you have any questions about that trash audit. We'll talk more about it. I'll give more details about it. I think that's it. All right. Just a short one to go over some instructions. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow.